Order 66 was enacted, I was one of the only surviving temple guards to get away. But I was still bound by my sense of duty to protect the other Jedi. I returned to the temple, and I was able to erase further data on any possible surviving Jedi and the temple guards, making the Empire's job a tad bit harder. Unknown to me, as I left the archive, I missed 2 Jedi Masters who went in to do what I did. Momentlete. Obi-Wan. I have recalibrated the signal to warn any surviving Jedi to stay away and hide. Yoda. Good. Obi-Wan. Now to delete the archives on our members and the temple guards. What's this? Somebody had already erased everything. Yoda. To have survived, it seems we are not the only ones. Another have done what we were intent to do. Obi-Wan. Yes, I sense another in the Force. This mysterious feeling. It could be a temple guard. Yoda. Watch over him or her. May the Force will. 18 months after the defeat of the Empire. Vali. John. I know they're gone, but I'd stay safe and stay hidden. As long as I don't expose my powers, I'm safe. Well, lucky me, my homeworld is in the unknown regions. And completely a backwater planet to boot. I wonder what my family is doing without me. The Ark family was saddened about the face he was taken just because he exhibit powers that are considered dangerous if not been given proper training. It doesn't help that the council kidnapped him, and a lot of Force-sensitive kids talk about hypocrites. Protectors of peace, while their members are taken from their respective homes out of fear or coercion. He then walked in the night of veil. He came to a dust shop, seeing that he can't use his lightsaber in fear that someone could recognize it, and that the Empire had its Imperial intelligence agents along with the well-known Inquisitors. Just because the Empire is gone as a ruling government doesn't mean there are leftover forces doing their own things. John had to make a makeshift lightsaber-ish blade out of dust-hard light systems. Image not mine. And he made modified armor and clothing from the old Republic archives. John. I wish I could use my lightsaber again, sigh. He then enters the shop, but what he saw was a bunch of men in black suits, and one of them is harassing a young girl. The guy taps the girl's shoulder. She looked back at him and removed her headphones. RWBY, yes? Then someone tapped the guy's shoulder. He then looked behind and was met with a fist in the face that gave him a bloody nose and sent him flying through the window. He looked around to find a lot more people. He then fought hand to hand, knowing the right place is incapable of letting him use his weapon without causing too much of a mess. One guy went in for a swing from the left, which was countered when John raised his left arm. John then gave him a gut punch that sent him flying. Another guy used a gun, which John used the Force to catch the bullet in midair. The guys were all surprised. John knew he had to make sure they forget and swiftly charged them and clearly aimed for their heads and give them migraines that will last for days. It's a shame he doesn't know mind trick things would have been easier. After a few traumatic brain injuries later, Morgus appeared along with a flamboyant-looking guy. Roman, really a hero? Then the girl earlier joined and sent the other guys flying. Roman, oh come on, I was having a nice night. John, parasites like you're a cancer. Roman looked to him offended. Roman, hey, I'm a professional thief, don't lump me, I'm with those street rats. John, there's a fitting punishment for scum like you, and doesn't involve a jail cell. Roman, oh really? You'll kill me? John, no, that would be too easy. No thief like you who does it for fun deserves worse. John then drew his sword and ignited the hard light edges. John, I'll chop off your arms and leave you to starve in the streets. It was the punishment towards thieves thousands of years ago. RWBY, that's cruel. John, tell that to his victims. How many people have you killed to get what you want? How many loved ones have mourned? How many local business was forced to shut down because of your thefts? How many families ended up on the streets because of you? Roman, guilty as charged. John, and you show no shame? Then I will make you suffer for all the harm you have done. Jaune's point of view on justice has become jaded by living in a world shows that evil flourish if good did not have the backbone to do what must be done. Jaune cannot and must not be held back by his compassion on taking life. He must think of the many lives that will be ruined if he does not deliver judgment. Jaune began muttering his code that he learned on his own. I may have been a Jedi once, but not anymore. Jaune, there is no dark side nor light side, there is only the Force. I will do what I must to keep the balance. There is no good without evil, but evil must not be allowed to flourish. There is passion, yet peace. There is serenity, yet emotion. There is chaos, yet order. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Roman, are you done with the mumbling? Jaune now filled with the Force use speed that surprised Roman. Jaune then slashed upward. Roman tried to block, but his weapon got sliced in half as the blade reached his face. Roman was then scarred on one side on his face. Roman, damn you. Jaune. RWBY then charges in and blocks Jaune's blade as he disengages the hard light function and they met blades. RWBY, you can't do this, he must be arrested. Jaune, and what? So he can break out and commit crimes again and again and again? People like him never changes no matter what age has passed. RWBY, we can't just murder people. Jaune, I didn't say I'll kill him, remember? Then they noticed Roman was climbing to the roof as an aircraft flew overhead. Jaune then used the Force to jump to the roof. RWBY used crescent rows to get there. As the two began running towards the plane, a woman was at the doors and threw fire on them. Jaune used Force push to douse the fire. The woman was surprised at this and let loose an even bigger flame. The two heroes was protected by a barrier as a new fighter joins the fray. The woman then used unique ways to use her fire to hit the woman. Then the woman took the debris and launched it at them, but she spammed more fireballs, partially destroying the makeshift projectile, but Roman maneuvered the craft away. Sensing a great evil, Jaune broke his cover to stop this newly found threat. Jaune then reaches out and held the aircraft in place. What are you doing, Roman? Get us out of here. Roman, I can't, it's like something is holding us in place. The woman looked at the source of the problem and let loose a large fireball. Jaune was forced to let go as he repels the fireball. By the time he recovered, the aircraft had already left. Jaune, damn. He tries to leave only to be met with Goodwitch. Belinda, hold it right there. You're coming with me. Jaune, I don't answer to you. Or anyone. RWBY was hesitant to jump in this time. Belinda used her semblance to trap the Jedi. To her shock, it was not working, as a counter-force was blocking her semblance. But she didn't give up and fought as Jaune simply tries to get away until the police arrived and he was forced to come with them. Meanwhile, in a police station, Belinda was done talking to RWBY as she enters Jaune's interrogation room. Jaune kept his lightsaber disassembled and the Kyber crystal as his necklace. Belinda, who are you? Jaune, I have no name. Partially true. When you're a Sentinel, you lose your identity as a nameless temple guard. Belinda, are you an orphan? Jaune, no, I have been taken from my family. Belinda then lists down the answers. After an hour of basic question, Ashvin entered the room. Ashvin, greetings, you may know who I am. Jaune, the head master of Beacon. Ashvin, yes, your choice in attire is quite interesting. No one has worn that garb in thousands of years. Jaune, and your point is? Ashvin, it has been a long time since I've seen a Jedi. Jaune's eyes widen as he raised his arm in the direction where he feels his weapons is, and instantly something burst through the window. It was his sword as he catches it and points it in the face of Ashvin. Ashvin. Belinda busts down the door, but Ashvin gestured her to stop. Ashvin, I mean you no harm. I have been a friend of one your kind long ago. Jaune, impossible. No one is immortal. Ashvin, use the Force and feel that I'm telling the truth. Jaune did as instructed, and he found no lies in his words, and he felt his spirit is way older than anyone else. Ashbin, I see you're in hiding. If Yume can provide you domicile and a hiding place. Jaune, and what do you ask in return? He showed Jaune's fight from a recording on a rooftop CCTV. Ashbin, I need some help. Jaune,